Hey, good morning. It's been a little while. I am on my way from my home to my parents' home, back to the farm. I've got a bit of an interesting project, a big project, and I'm really excited to get going on it, and I'll take you along the way. I'm heading to my parents' house because they have a trailer that I need. Once I get to my parents' place, I will then be driving to where my old high school used to be. It is not there anymore. It just got torn down this past spring to make way for a brand new building. The old high school, the original wing of the old high school, goes all the way back to the late 1800s. And from what I've been told, the school had one of the very first high school marching bands, or public high school marching bands in the country, something like that. And I was a part of that program in the 90s. A great program. I would not be where I am today, doing what I'm doing, the person I am, whatever, however you want to call it, even though I'm not in music necessarily. Being in that band program, that music program, had a tremendous impact on my life. Anyway, I wanted to do something to pay tribute to the legacy of that band program. There was a lot of nostalgia going around on social media and through the news of the area when the school was being prepared to and then being torn down because of the great history in the building, the community, etc., all that kind of stuff. Well, being a drum maker, a hobbyist, and being a part of a tremendous program like that, and also to a certain extent using scrap wood to build instruments, I contacted the band director and the superintendent for that school district and said, hey, what do you guys think about donating some reclaimed wood from the old building, and I will make some concert percussion out of that wood and donate it to the band program as a tribute to the old building and the history of the band program there. So I am on my way ultimately to that old building, or the new building, and the superintendent, the director, and the custodial staff have set aside 13 solid oak, or they've told me anyway, solid oak doors from the old building, which will be repurposed into a concert bass drum, a concert field drum, and a concert snare drum. I anticipate that there will be a lot of additional material after I get through those first 3 drums. So the plan thereafter is to build as many additional snare drum shells as I can, dress them up, finish them out to full snare drums, and there will be an auction, the proceeds of which will all benefit the band program that I attended as a teenager. I've reached out to some former classmates, some former directors. The interest seems potentially high for that kind of a thing, and we'll see how it goes. Today is the first part of that trip, of this, what could be really quite a journey getting all of that done, and we'll see how it goes. So right now I'm driving across, I'm about halfway across Ohio, where I live, and I will touch back in when I get to my parents' farm. finally the earliness of the hour and the long drive got to me. I managed to forget to record anything at the farm, getting the trailer loaded up, and nothing of the arrival at the high school. So right now, picking up with loading the doors onto the trailer. Well, we're all loaded up, heading back to my house. Don't think I need to stop by the farm again to drop off half of these. I think they're nice and secure. The ratchet strap's good and tight. I don't think that cotton rope's gonna do anything, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on things. Things seem nice and secure. It's weird seeing my old high school again. Being back in town. Well, it's not my high school anymore because it's a new building. But I'm excited for this project. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and check out, and I'll tune back in a day or two when I get to cut open one of these doors and see what it looks like inside. See if there's any hardwood, like solid wood in there. I'm not really sure there's gonna be that much. I think there's definitely some. And I think, and the doors aren't all the same either. Some of them are substantially heavier than others. So I expect those will be the ones more likely to have solid wood on the inside. There are definitely veneers there on some of them regardless. May not be as much as I thought though. Should still be enough. I'm hopeful for at least a couple of snare drums. I'd really like to do that concert bass drum though. I was worried about this, and I think they're probably all going to be like this. When I first started cutting, I smelled a surprising amount of pine. You can see right there that though there's a nice veneer of oak, and even a nice chunk of it on the ends, the rest of that is not oak. Looks like they just milled scrap wood, probably mostly pine, but maybe some other stuff as well, and made the doors that way. The more worrying bit is the way they were joined end to end. Some big old gaps there. This is not necessarily prohibitive of the drum builds, but the shells will not be the quality I was hoping they would be. Of course, one of the points of this project is to simply represent heritage, but I don't know. Drums out of pine aren't great, typically. Now that's not all pine. I think what we're going to do. Well, first I'm going to run these through the planer and see what the wood's like through the veneer, and we'll probably make a test shell just to see what it's like and if it's worthwhile. We'll go from there. Well, there's not a lot left of that veneer. I think for now I'm going to leave that on. We've got, what, 1.5 inches right there? 2 inches? The ruler.
Oops, sorry, Dad.
A little more than 1.5 inches. So I can resaw those to 3/4, to both three-quarter sides, and go from there. I think I'll do that and see what happens when I make a drum out of it. I don't know. I mean, that right there looks like oak. That doesn't look like pine. That does look like pine. Pretty sure that is pine. But you know, I don't know it's all the way through. It's well veneered. Maybe I can get some of the veneer to stick around. I don't know. But that'll be the next video. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you have any thoughts or advice, brainstorms on how to make something pretty out of this, let me know.